Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your April 2024 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, source what may in front of us, Hilt Cross spread as always, and I also pulled the 4 agreements and wisdom of the oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off our roll nose astrology ice in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Okay, we have 12. And 12th house energy for you guys is Taurus. And of course, as we get toward the end of April, we'll be in Taurus season. But before that, we have Jupiter and Uranus moving through that sign, and they're actually going to be moving into a conjunction in April. 12th house in general points to spirituality, blind spots, mental health. Right. We have Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is actually your 7th house of relationships, contracts, and partnerships. And astrologically speaking, it's going to be a little quiet in that area of the zodiac, but you might just have a focus on an area of life this month. And we have Mars. So Mars will actually be in your 10th house of career and social status throughout the month of April. So you might have some focus on an area of life as well. All right. Keep that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the World. And challenging that, we have the Queen of Wands. So the World usually points to karmic completions around the situation, and to me that says that you've overcome some kind of lesson that you needed to learn at some point. And with the Queen of Wands showing up in the challenge position, it could be saying a couple different things. It could just be saying, well, Aries season might end up being that final test for you around the situation, right? Which would make sense as far as where you're going to have Mercury retrograde in Aries for the first few weeks of April. It's going to be an eclipse there as well, so could just be saying that, yeah, there's a pretty good chance that you have learned a lesson, but there might be some tests that come up this month to really see if that's the case. And as far as where they could be coming from, possibly even through a friendship group, things along those lines. But that's what I see with that. All right, in the foundation, we have the Hermit. So this is actually the major arcana card for Virgo, and yeah, this could just be saying that you've just been in a very introspective mood lately, right? Maybe not necessarily being as out and about as you might be known to be from time to time. I feel like this is saying that you've really just been integrating some lessons lately. All right, in the past position, we have the Hanged Man. So similar energy on the one hand, as far as, again, it's a bit of a introspective energy, but here it's usually looking at things through more of a spiritual lens, where this is more of an earthly lens sometimes. But either way, I feel like this is just saying that maybe through Pisces season you might have felt yourself in that introspective mood. Right. In the present position, we have the King of Swords, and this is actually Aquarius energy, but given that you guys are also air, this could be pointing to you and saying that in the present you just feel a lot more sure of yourselves now, right? A lot more confident and feeling like you're on firm footing at this time. Especially given that Aquarius energy for you guys is your 9th house. So whatever the situation was that you went through in the past, looks like you're seeing things from a higher perspective around it now. All right, in the near future position, we have the 8 of Cups. So this is actually Pisces energy here, and it could just be saying that for you guys, maybe you're just moving away from things that no longer fulfill you, right? So maybe there was a time and a place where those things did fulfill you, and now as you've gone through that growth and completion cycle, maybe you're finding that you no longer connect with those things in the way you did, and you might choose to walk away from them as a result. All right, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Empress. So yeah, this is Taurus energy here, which we did mention came up with your dice with all the energies we talked about going through the zodiac there too. But yeah, it'd just be saying that you guys are just feeling a lot more at peace, right? Not necessarily feeling the need to go out and do things, right? Just feeling a lot more comfortable at home, right? Let's say contrast that with the Queen of Wands energy, right? So this can just be the energy that you guys are in now, in more of a flow state, just more open and receptive than you might typically be. All right, in the environment position, we have the Lovers. So this is actually a major arcana card for Gemini, and this could be saying for some of you, maybe that's why you've gotten to that point, right? Maybe you've learned to trust the environment, right? Because when I see this card, sometimes I think of that angelic figure looking down on those two people as things being worked out behind the scenes from time to time. So it could just be one of those things that could be what has you at peace. Maybe you've been a lot more proactive around situations, and now through this growth cycle you've gone through, you've learned to have a bit more trust and a bit more faith in situations. So now you don't feel like you need to go after every single thing that you see in front of you. But this could also just be saying that you're just being watched over this month in some way too, right? So that could also just be saying in a more cautionary sense too, right? That karmically you definitely want to make sure that you're on the up and up this month as well. And this could just be saying that maybe there's someone in the environment that also views you through this lens, that they view you as, oh, they'd be a great match for me, right? So that could be another way that's playing out as well. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, to me, this looks like probably a hope for most of you, and this would just point to stability, right? Things that are long-standing. So especially given that for you guys, Capricorn energy is your eighth house of investments. Maybe this is you thinking of making some kind of investments, right? So all right, let's just put in a super generic storyline. So let's say, like I said, that maybe for some of you this challenge could come around your friendships, right? Maybe you just had a habit of always going out with your friends every weekend, right? And spending a lot of money doing so. And now you've outgrown that cycle, right? And now this could just be saying, especially like we said, Mercury retrograde eclipse season, right? Maybe they'll come back around and want you to repeat that cycle. And you might be like, yeah, I'm just not really interested, right? And then you might even be thinking to yourself, okay, well, now I have a lot more expendable income too, right? So you might be thinking of ways you can invest it, things along those lines. But yeah, like I said, it just seems like you're a lot more comfortable at peace and more introspective lately. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, to me, this says that you might get an idea that comes to you as far as what you could do around that situation right now. Obviously, I just put in a very earthly type of example, given the earthed energies we were seeing in the spread, but could point to anything, right? As far as you have an idea, maybe someone comes forward to you and wants to partner up around some situation. But it looks like it's just saying that, yeah, through you staying open and receptive this month, you're actually going to get something that comes your way that would be interesting to you. All right. And the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, this is an energy that points to stability, longevity, success. So I feel like this is just saying that through the things that you've been doing lately, you're going to start to see more of that reflected in your outer world this month. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Don't Make Assumptions. And it says Eliminate Gossip. All right, it says making assumptions is a setup for suffering because usually we gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions and believe we are right. Then we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong. So, I mean, I don't really, well, funny enough, I was saying that maybe the challenge for some of you would come through your friends, right? So if that is something that you would have engaged with your friends in the past, for example, could just be reminding you to distance yourself from that, right? Which, like we said, from the World card coming out, it looks like you would have learned from those kinds of things anyway. But like we said, hey, maybe that urge will come back up with the Mercury retrograde in your house of friendships and the eclipse energy as well. All right, moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we actually had Yang reverse. So I'll put in the upright just so you could see the artwork. But yeah, so when a card comes up in reverse with this deck, there's really just a protection message to read, so I'll read that for you guys. All right. The protection message says, be mindful of the tendency toward impulsive action, overconfidence, and aggressive behavior. Think before you act, unless you find yourself in a situation that will lead to uncomfortable consequences. Be sure you really want what you're chasing after, because you might be sorry when you get it. The appearance of this card isn't cause for fear, for life is all about learning lessons. Practice temperance, diplomacy, and thoughtful consideration before making a move. So that's actually an interesting message because we were talking about it. It seems like you, if that was something you would have engaged in more in the past, it looks like you have learned that lesson and you're distancing yourself from those things. But like we said, given that this is coming up in a challenge position, maybe you'll just have others in your environment who might try to bring that energy out of you again, right? Maybe not even with a malicious intent, but if that's just how they normally operate too, and they're like, oh, I know Gemini and I used to engage this kind of thing, and they come forward to you to do it again, could just be saying that that could be the test for you guys, right? And that would emphasize what I was saying with the lovers too, where on top of it saying that it looks like you're being looked out for, maybe in the spiritual realm, but you're also on the clock too, meaning that, karmically, if you were to engage those kinds of things, then that would reflect poorly on you. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. I'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.